Welcome, you guys. Welcome to the Guri show, and I hope you're listening to all the episodes, all the new episodes, and I hope you're enjoying them. If you are, then do leave a comment or a review if you're listening them all on the Apple Podcast. Okay, so today we are going to talk about uh, a very specific and a very important issue, and I am no psychologist, I am no neuroscientist. Whatever I'm going to share today is um, comes from my experience, comes from my internal experience and what I've seen and what I've experienced in my own life and what I've learned. Okay, so here we go. Right. If you are making $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month or $100,000 a month or maybe $1 million a month, it's possible that you're still unhappy or dissatisfied. Okay. And so, why people who are making some great money are still dissatisfied is what we are going to cover today. Okay. And I'm going to point out two important things that you may have never heard before. It's totally possible. One, the feeling that you derive when you consume money. Okay, and yes, I know I'm saying consume money, and there's a reason for that. I'm going to explain that in a moment. Okay, so we are going to cover the feeling that you derive when you consume money and how it affects your happiness. Also, and the second one, the basic nature of everything, including money, and how the misconception on it is affecting our life. Okay, so let's dive in. If you dream to help more people and have a multiple figure online business in the next 2 to 3 years by creating and selling online courses, this podcast is for you. The Guri Show is for and by the course creators in any niche to talk about their newbie struggles, desires, thoughts, journey, and aspirations. This podcast is all for you if you have an online course or just the idea and planning to sell or launch or market your online course. Also, if you're planning to build your audience, your email list, your messaging, your marketing, and business strategies, this podcast is for you to help you uplevel your online business. I'm Guri, your online course business coach and the Guri Show podcast host. Thank you for signing in. I'm super excited that you're here to listen to the Guri Show. I hope you enjoy the episodes and do subscribe and leave a comment right below what you feel about the podcast episodes. Here's the thing. It's not when you earn money, it's when you spend it that makes you feel more satisfied. Okay? And I know so many people don't know it. That it's not when you earn money, it's when you spend it that is when you feel more satisfied. Okay? Now, there are two things that I'm going to cover under this first subtopic. Okay? So let's start with the first one. See, we want to earn money so we can fulfill our desires. So we can buy tangible things or have a better lifestyle, right? For instance, I desperately want a telescope because I love to watch stars and planets, and locate planets in the night sky. And so I want to see the stars and planets so I can feel more closer to them. Okay, so I desperately want to buy a telescope. So let's imagine for a moment that I have a telescope right now. How does it change the level of my happiness? Will I be more happy? What do you think? So I will be for sure because this is something I want to buy, right? I but the point is that I am equally happy right now while recording this episode. I'm joyful and will be more of the same when I have a telescope because I choose to be content and blissful every single second of my life. I choose. I choose peace. Okay, it's my choice. It's my choice that I am happy when I'm recording this episode, and I will be happy when I have a telescope. You see, I have 24 hours in a day, and I can be happy on several things. So I can be happy while recording this episode, or while writing content pieces, or while just sitting and watching Netflix. I can be happy while watching stars through the telescope, right? So I have to choose because I just have 24 hours in a day, and I cannot really choose that, I'm going to be happy only when I have a telescope. No, I can be happy any moment of the day. Okay? Now, I do, however, want to cover one important thing over here, and that is people often confuse between a lot of emotions related to happiness. Okay, so when somebody says, "Oh, are you happy?" it's not necessary that you're jumping for joy, but it's possible that you feel satisfied, and the answer would be yes. Okay, so if someone asks you, "Hey, are you happy?" you would say yes. And then the person would say, "But you don't look like happy." And you would say, "I don't know. I just feel satisfied. I just feel complete." Right? And I don't feel anxiety. I don't feel this, that, that um, I don't feel that something is wrong inside or outside. Right? So I'm happy. Yeah. Now, you guys, you must be thinking, how is this related to money? So give me a minute, you guys, and stay with me. So here's the thing. When you earn money, you either spend it or save it or invest and reinvest it maybe or donate it. Agree? So if you give me $10,000 today or $50,000 today, I would either spend it or save it or invest it or reinvest it in my business or donate it, right? Or I could do all four of them. Now, but the point is that you cannot do anything else with money given the basic nature of money, right? And I'm talking about the ethical ways. So, as in, you can't use it to reprint it, okay, as done in Good Girls web series on Netflix. And I'm not sure if you've seen that web series, but I kind of love that web series. Good Girls. And in that series, those girls kind of use the money to reprint it and then, use it for their own good. Now, when you do any of those activities, and I'm talking about spending, saving, investing, or donating, when you do any of those four activities, you derive a utility. Okay? And utility is basically satisfaction. So whenever you are spending or saving or investing or reinvesting or donating money, you derive a satisfaction from that act of doing a certain activity. Okay? I hope that this makes sense. So, what I'm saying is that you derive satisfaction when you donate money or buy stuff that you always wanted to. And now, whatever I'm going to say, just pay attention, okay? Do not lose focus for any second from now on. Satisfaction can be pleasure, it can be relief, or a feeling of proud, okay? So when you buy a handbag, it's a short-term pleasure. It's a pleasure that you derived. Okay, so it's an activity. You're spending money on buying a handbag, and that activity kind of gives you that satisfaction. And this satisfaction is nothing but a short-term pleasure. Okay, when you pay your debt, yes, you feel happy. Okay, you feel extremely happy. But more than that, it's the feeling of relief. It's like you're relieved of something. It's like something that was sort of a burden in your life is no longer a burden. You're relieved of it. Okay? When you buy a new house, yes, it's a long-term satisfaction. It makes you happy. It just, keeps you excited. But more than that, it makes you feel safe. It makes you feel like now you're safe. Now you have your own house. Now you don't have to stay with your parents, or you don't have to pay rent, or you don't have to, like, change places. You are going to be in this house for long, and now you feel safe, right? Also, when you buy new furniture, okay, let's say you are buying some branded furniture or maybe some modern furniture, which is like not everyone can afford it. At that time, you feel happy, don't you? You feel extremely happy. You feel extremely excited. But more than that, you guys, you feel proud of yourselves. You feel that you have achieved something. You feel that you've done something in your life now that you can afford that type of furniture. So it's the feeling of proud that makes you feel happy. Okay? In fact, even when you donate, you feel more proud of yourselves than you feel happy. Okay? Now, I also want to say that when you spend more and more money, or aka consume money, you derive a satisfaction. So let me rephrase it. Whenever you do a certain activity, whether it is buying something or whether it is spending money, right? You derive a satisfaction. So when you spend more and more money, in other words, when you consume money, you derive a satisfaction. And yes, it's 100% correct. Most people think that only when we are buying stuff or when we are saving money or when we are donating money or we are investing in business, that is the moment when we feel more satisfied or more happy. But the point is, even when you spend money, at that moment as well, you feel satisfied or happy. Okay? Now, think of it this way. You have money, and let's say you went to your favorite market or supermarket or, like street market or anywhere. Now, even though you don't really wish to buy anything in particular, you will still purchase a few things. Why does that happen? Why does that happen when I don't really want to buy anything in particular, or when I don't really want to do shopping? I still go to the market and buy stuff. Something that I instantly like, or something that I just come across and I just feel like buying it just because, there are other people who are buying it. I think that's bandwagon effect, right? So, why does that happen? You guys, because spending money or consuming money also makes us satisfied, also makes us feel excited or happy. Okay? It's like eating when you're not hungry. So you're not hungry, but you're still eating just because, when you're eating, you feel satisfied that yes, now you ate something and you feel complete. You feel full. Okay? It's like someday you get up in the morning, you don't want to have coffee, but you still have that cup of coffee because you are addicted to it, or you know that, oh, you have to have it because that's how you start your every single day. The point is, it's not always the product that you're purchasing that matters. It's the ability to buy it that matters. And I want to repeat this sentence. It's not always the product that you're purchasing that matters. In other words, it's not the activity that you're doing that matters. It's the ability to do that activity. Okay? People feel that they're not able to buy something because they don't have money. And that's what keeps them sad, right? And when you have that particular thing, poof, the thing that you just derive a short-term pleasure and it's gone. It's gone in few seconds. It's gone in minutes. It's gone in days, right? And then you again feel dissatisfied because the only thing that you wanted was the ability to do that activity. You only wanted the ability to purchase things. That's all. It's not the products that really matter. Sometimes they do, of course they do. And I'm going to cover a lot of other topics as well during this episode. So, here's one thing. Problem is, even when people have paid off their debt, or even when they've spent money and now they have a million followers, or they have paid their kids' tuition fee, and maybe they have bought a new sea-facing house in Malibu, they're still unhappy or dissatisfied. And there are thousands and thousands of people who are making incredible money but are still unhappy. Here's why. You see, It's in the basic nature of both tangible and intangible things to make you feel something. Okay? It's in the basic nature of both tangible and intangible things to make you feel something. And I already mentioned that one of them is just the ability to buy those things. Okay? But that feeling fades away as we consume more and more of it. Okay? Let me give you an example. Now pay attention over here. For instance, as you spend more and more time with your girlfriend or boyfriend, the butterflies fade away. Similarly, as you spend more and more money, the satisfaction you derive declines. Okay? Think for a moment. You suddenly you have an incredible launch and you're making $10,000 a month, like every single month. And in the first month, you are jumping for joy. You are super excited. You have gone crazy and you've gone to the market and you're shopping like crazy. You're buying stuff for every single person in your house or maybe in your friend circle, or in your club or anything, right? And it happens, people do that. Or maybe like first month you pay off your debts or something, and then the second month you do all the shopping, right? What happens in the third month? What happens in the fourth month? Fifth month, sixth month, every single month you are earning $50,000. Every single month you're earning $1 million. Every single month you're earning $100,000. What happens? What happens? How can you spend all of that money? And how can you feel? Yes, obviously, there are plenty of ways to spend that money, but how are you going to stay, happy every single month just because you're earning that same level of money or maybe more? But how does that happen? How can you keep that excitement level the same? You know what I mean? Okay, the point is that you don't derive additional pleasure anymore. First month, you earn money and there was great pleasure that you derived. Additional months, no additional pleasure because now it has become normal. Now it has become routine. And so sometimes what happens is people conclude that running after money or chasing money is a waste of time or money cannot buy happiness. This is what they conclude. They feel that they have spent 2 or 3 or 5 years of their life chasing money. And now, when they have achieved it, now when they're earning 50,000, $1 million, or even more than that every single month, they are still unhappy. And they feel that, you know what, chasing money is not going to make you happy. That's what they realize after that. Why? Because money came, it gave you pleasure, it gave you short-term pleasure, it gave you short-term fun and excitement, that dopamine shot, and that's it. That's it. Now it's like normal. What else you can do? How else are you going to keep yourself happy? You've been chasing money all this time, and now it's just a normal routine for you. Okay? Now here's the thing. The truth is, it's in the very nature of every single thing. It's in the very nature of everything. If you derive pleasure from something, pleasure will decrease slowly and slowly. It will fade away. You buy a new dress today, next time you won't feel like wearing it. Like you buy something today, you wear it tomorrow, next time you probably might not feel like wearing it. And you've been crazy to buy that dress. Okay? Take a moment to let that sink in. You may pause, you may rewind and listen to all of this again, but let that sink in. Now, the pleasure or this feeling, maybe relief or maybe, the safety or whatever it is, the contentness, I don't even know if that's a word, I'm just saying it when you feel more content, it doesn't plummet. Okay, it doesn't plummet, but it leaves you dissatisfied because all this time you've been chasing it. And I'm going to talk about why you are chasing it in a moment. Right now, you've been chasing it and you feel dissatisfied at the end of it, and you end up at false conjectures. Okay, now here's the thing, here's a reason why people are chasing money all this time. And the reason is that when people think that when they'll have more money, something will change in them because they believe it's the money that transforms people. So somebody who is working their ass off, somebody who's working 12 hours a day or 15 hours a day, they think, most of them, not all of them, most of them think that because they're earning 15 hours a day today, they are going to become, they're going to become better human beings. They're going to become thought leaders, visionaries once they have that money. They are going to become powerful once they have that money, right? Just because they're working 15 hours a day and they justify it. And I've seen all those people who have achieved success, they all say 15 hours working 15 hours a day is not going to get you where you are, where you want to be. It's not going to make you more happy. It's going to get you money, that's okay, but it's not going to make you more satisfied. And that's totally true. It's 100% correct. Make sense? So, let me repeat this point. So many people think that when they'll have more money, something in them will change because they believe money is what transforms people. They believe money creates great entrepreneurs, great businessmen, great thought leaders, or extraordinary visionaries. Okay? And so they conclude if they can earn well, they will automatically become visionaries or thought leaders or powerful people. So many struggling entrepreneurs, once they have earned a certain amount of money, they start to believe that now they have become powerful and valuable. You will see a sudden change in them. Once they see success, suddenly they are going to change and they will start feeling that now they are powerful. Now they can do anything. Whatever they are going to touch is going to become golden, is what they start to believe. But now, because you're listening to this episode, you know it's not true because that feeling is going to fade away. You're again going to feel that emptiness if you have been feeling that emptiness all throughout. If you've been feeling dissatisfied, incomplete, you will continue to feel that way because now that you have money, how are you going to spend your time, right? Now that you have money, how you're going to spend your time. I'm repeating it again. Okay. So the truth is, you guys, money doesn't change anything inside you. If it makes you feel jumping for joy, that's temporary. If it makes you feel super excited, that's temporary too. And it's temporary because you can't stay in that state of mind for long because it's a short term pleasure or it's just a relief. It's just a satisfaction that you derive when you do a certain activity. And so, if you want, the one way to stay in that state of mind is to keep on doing that activity, which means that you're always standing, um, outside a shopping mall and always ready to buy stuff, and you can't do that, right? Another way of looking at it is that when you keep on doing one thing again and again and again and again and again, activity, when you keep on doing one activity again and again and again and again, I'm so sorry for that. You lose that interest. You lose that feeling fades away, and it's 100% correct. Okay. You see, you enter a room full of 100 people and you want to give this speech. You want to give a speech to those people. That first minute maybe when you step on stage and you want to start your speech, you will feel nervous. But once you begin that, and as you keep on doing you keep on giving your speech, that feeling will fade away. And that's the positive impact. Similarly, when you go live in your Facebook group for the first time, oh my God, I know so many of your course creators, new and aspiring course creators. So once you go live in your Facebook group, the first time it's going to be pathetic. But as you keep on going live more and more, that fear is going to go away. And it's in the same way when you start to make money, you feel excited. But as you make more and more money, that feeling, that excitement fades away. Okay? Now, that being said, I am not saying at all that money cannot make you happy. It can and it will because it does aid in your growth. Let's say you are a naturally a joyful person, like me. I do get pissed off sometimes, but yeah, I'm normally naturally I'm a joyful person. But you wish to provide your kids a better education. Now, if you cannot do that, or if you're unable to do that, if you're not able to provide a better education to your kids, because maybe because you're not able to pay the fee, the tuition fee, it'll pinch you deep inside. It'll keep coming up in your mind, right? It'll be on your mind all the times. And so this will distract you. It might just be a hindrance to you and your happiness. So I'm not saying that, money is nowhere responsible to make you happy. I'm not entering that debate at all. Right? So, yeah, but what I'm saying is, and let me give you another example. So I have an iMac, right? Now, so many people right now must be working their ass off just to buy an iMac. And they are working, they're earning money so that they can have an iMac maybe 3 months down the line. But the point is, will it make their life easier? 100%, or maybe like a probably yes, right? But will it make them a happier person? Will it make them more happy? Can't say. Most probably a no, because in that moment when they have it, they'll feel happy, but the feeling will fade away as they start using it. So, and here's something that you should note, you should pay attention to. If your basic nature is to sulk, you will sulk even if you have tons and tons of money. You will sulk on something else. Right now, you're sulking because you don't have money and you want to earn more of it. And later, when you'll have more of it, you will sulk on something else because it's in your basic nature to sulk. Okay? And so that's why I'm saying that if it's in your basic nature to be happy, to be peaceful, and to find happiness in just about anything that you're doing, or a few things that you always do every single day, you will always be happy. But if you're chasing something and your basic nature is to sulk, the moment that you achieve that thing, you will sulk, you will find something else to sulk on. And that's because your mind sees sulking as a natural action and reaction. Your mind sees sulking as a natural activity. It keeps you safe. Your mind thinks that this is something that you do every single day, and this is what is keeping you to move forward in your life. And so once you have money, even then you'll sulk on something else because your mind feels that now you don't have anything to sulk on, and this might keep you, um, this might put you in jeopardy, right? Now, all of this that I've talked about till now, neuroscience explains the same process in some other way. For instance, let's take an example of Marissa Peer. She often describes this process in different words, like we have a tendency to lean towards familiar things. And so if we feel sad or disappointed all the time, that feeling becomes familiar to your brain, and so even when you're earning $1 million, you will still feel you disappointed or sad. Your mind is going to put you in that state, in that state of mind. You will feel sad because you have maintained that habit of feeling sad. Okay. And that's what happens, when you talk to these people who suddenly feel they've earned so much money and they suddenly feel that now they are powerful. But when you talk to them, you know that deep inside they are still the same person and they are still sulking over small things, right? And so you know that, nothing has really changed in them or in their life. Okay, now exercise time. Now you guys must be thinking, so, okay, what should we really do and how we can, improve this thing? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to write down, take a piece of paper and a pen, and write down 7 things that you enjoy doing. And even when you're not earning any money, so let's say today you become, you know, you go bankrupt, okay? And the next day, so let's take this case first. So let's say you go bankrupt. What are the 7 things that you would be still doing with that same level of excitement or love or passion, or 7 things that you would still enjoy doing? For me, it's 100% my morning routine, my morning walk, my meditation. I am doing it and I cannot live without doing my meditation. And I know even when I'm earning $1 million, I will still need to do meditation to stay in that, that state of flow. Okay. And I don't want to be static. So yeah, so that's meditation is definitely a one for me. Morning routine is definitely a two for me. And I love watching Netflix. Yeah, that could be, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure if, yeah, I would enjoy watching stuff, even if I am not earning anything and even if I earn $1 million. Another would be spending time with my parents, having fun, making jokes, cracking up with, okay. So I love doing that, and my parents love doing that. And in that moment, we realize that even when we'll have more and more of money, we will still love to do that. Yeah. And so once you think of these things, these activities that you would still do, even when you have no money or even when you have like loads and loads of money, you realize that it's the small things that always stay with you. It's the small things that always make you feel good. And if you can find happiness in small things, and I remember a novel long time back, probably 15 years back. Yeah, I read a book, and it's a novel, fiction novel, The God of Small Things by Arundhati Roy. And in that novel, at that time, I felt that it's a very slow writing because everything was explained with so much of poise and so much of, details. And I just felt, why is this writer spending so much time on these just silly things? And, just normal things. Why is the writer explaining everything so much in detail? But now I realize that it's the feeling when let's say you see your husband or when you see your child, your kid, the emotion that you feel at that moment is what makes you happy, and that emotion is going to stay every single time, every single day of your life. Correct? Obviously, you want to feel attached in all of that, right? Even when your kids grow up, you feel attached to them. So that's the thing. Now, this is what I want you to do. However silly things that you do love, maybe, maybe it could be, um, I don't know. I mean, just spending time with your partner and just trying to mess up with them, or, have fun with them. Anything. Just write down 7 things that you enjoy doing, and how even when become a millionaire or a billionaire, those things won't change. Or how do you um yeah, so that's that. All right, so next activity is 5 attributes that you have. So 5 qualities or attributes that you have and you don't want to let go of them. You don't want to change them. You don't want to be a different person even when you have more and more money. So for instance, I I love some kind of chauvinism, right? And so I feel wisdom is one of my strengths, and honesty is definitely one of them, and kindness and blissfulness, all of these are my attributes, and I want them to be there, right? I don't want to be a different person. Empathy is one of them. Obviously, I don't cry with other people, but yeah, I see what they're going through and I feel it. And so I just want these things to stay with me. These are my innate qualities, these are my strengths. And I want them to be there with me even when am earning $100 million. Wow. So before I jump on to the next topic, next part of this discussion, I do want to, and I was, struggling to. I was thinking that the other second part I should do another episode, another quick episode, because this one's going to be, more than 30 minutes. And so there's another second subtopic, right? And which is like, which I just want to put it in short words, and that is like everything is a flow concept if you look at a bigger picture. I just wanted to say this much right now, and rest, I'm going to do a second part to this whole episode, and I'm going to cover this more on this in that particular episode. But I just want to say every single thing is a flow concept. It's constantly moving forward. It's constantly changing. That's how we humans have evolved. That's how so much has, changed. So if you look at the bigger picture, everything is a flow concept. And so money comes and goes. It's in the basic nature of money to come and go. It's, have a circular motion. It's going to come to you and it's going to go away. That's the basic nature of money. And so many people think that no, that can't be true. Once I have money, I'm going to have it. I'm going to have more and more of it. I'm going to keep it in my bank. That's not how it happens. When you have money, you have to spend it. You have to invest it. That's how it grows. Okay? And that is always going to keep you happy if you kind of come to terms with this particular point. Okay, you guys. So this is it for today, and I'm gonna release the next episode, part two, very soon. And I hope you enjoy this one. If you do leave a comment on my blog post, or if you're listening to this one on the Apple Podcast or anywhere else, do leave a review. How you feel about it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Bye bye.